I have a career. I am an artist. I have many things I could lose. We were out on vacation in the Bahamas. It was another beautiful day. Everything looked calm and peaceful. I want to talk to you for a moment. There was a man whose nose was bleeding. He was sitting in a corner, crying and shaking. He was curled up, like he was very scared. I could feel his pain just by looking at him. It felt like he had been forced to do something he did not want to do. Even though he was surrounded by powerful people, and even though he had love around him, something was missing. All he needed was protection and discipline. That is how I ended up seeing the videos. This is why she believes I saw them, because I did. And what I saw did not feel real. I saw famous people in those videos. One day, I opened the door to Dwayne's dressing room. Inside, I saw Dwayne and Will. There was a couch in the room. Will was bent over it. Dwayne was standing behind him, hurting him. What I saw was disturbing. Some things happened after that, but I cannot explain everything, because lawyers are now involved. People online are now saying that the slap at the awards show was not the first time Will Smith shocked the world. Many believe there was a darker story happening quietly for years. For a long time, Bryshere Gray was shown as a young actor, being helped by powerful people in the industry. To the public, it looked like a good chance, a big opportunity, and a path to success. But now, many people believe that what was called mentorship may have been something very different. They believe parts of the story were hidden from everyone. Bryce was often seen with Charlie Mack. Charlie had been around the music and movie business for 30 years. He was with Bryce often, guiding him. People said Bryce was surrounded by strength and love, and just needed to stay focused. Bryce spoke about Will like a favorite uncle. He said Will gave him advice and helped prepare him for acting. Bryce said his first role on Empire changed his life. He believed he was learning from the best. But some people now say that success in that world was not about talent, but about staying close to powerful people. They believe the guidance came with rules that were never spoken. Rules that had to be followed to keep access and protection. One day, Bryce said Charlie could not be there. Things on the Empire set became chaotic. Bryce was acting out. People said he was behaving strangely and unfairly. Someone tried to help him and pulled him aside to talk. But Bryce kept getting worse. Then one day, Bryce broke down. He cried and said that powerful people had forced him to do things. He said he felt confused and hurt. His nose was bleeding as he cried. The person listening said they did not understand, but Bryce insisted that they did. Later, it was said that Will admitted he had a physical relationship with Bryce. Will claimed it was agreed to at first, but Bryce had asked him to stop. Will admitted he did not stop right away. Many people believe that when someone says, "Stop," everything must stop immediately. Lawyers then became involved. There were talks about legal agreements that would stop people from speaking. Some refused to sign because they felt it was wrong. According to people sharing this story, once Bryce was no longer useful, the support slowly disappeared. Calls stopped. Opportunities ended. His career slowed down. Some now believe this is why Bryce's acting career faded so quickly. At the time, when Jaguar Wright spoke about similar stories, people did not believe her. They said she was exaggerating. But after more lawsuits and accusations came out, some people began to listen. Then attention turned to Jada Pinkett Smith. People wondered what she knew. And when she knew it, there are no clear answers, only guesses and arguments. Bryce's personal life also began falling apart. After being introduced to Will Smith and Diddy, what was called mentorship may have had hidden conditions. Some even claim Bryce's mother knew there would be more than acting guidance involved. but accepted it because of promised money and success. Bryce believed he was being prepared for a future. Others believe he was being used temporarily. After that time, his life changed fast. Roles stopped coming. He appeared in public less. Legal trouble followed. There were arrests. Police body camera videos were released. His wife called police during a serious argument. People were shocked by what they saw. Photos showed Bryce looking different, like something inside him had broken. Many believe the damage started long before the arrests. Later, a man named Bill, who once worked closely with Will Smith, came forward with claims. He said young men were controlled through promises of success. Bill described walking into a room and seeing something that disturbed him deeply. He said it stayed with him. These claims have not been proven in court, but they caused many people to question things. Will Smith did not speak directly. Jada reportedly threatened legal action. Bill said this was meant to scare him. Instead of backing down, he spoke louder. He said emotional attachment was used as control and later turned into silence and punishment. Public interviews went viral. People all over the world watched. Jada spoke during her book promotion and called the accusations nonsense. Bill responded by saying, if he was lying, he would already be in jail. He challenged her to take legal action. He said if she did not, he would release more information. The situation became loud and messy. Accusations flew back and forth. The internet argued endlessly. Some people believe Bryce was protected and safe at first. When that safety disappeared, his world fell apart. Jaguar Wright later claimed that after other lawsuits became public, Bryce thought about filing one too. She said fear and embarrassment stopped him. There is no lawsuit on record. Now people are divided. Some believe Bryce is a victim of powerful systems. Others believe the story depends on unreliable voices. What most people agree on is that Bryce's life changed forever after being connected to powerful figures. And the question remains, was it mentorship? Or was it something much more dangerous? This story, no matter where someone stands on believing it, leaves behind a heavy feeling that cannot be ignored. It is not just about one person, one celebrity, or one shocking accusation. It is about power, silence, influence, and what can happen when young, hopeful people step into systems that are much bigger than they are. When dreams, money, fame, and control mix together, the results can be confusing, painful, and long-lasting. At the center of this discussion is a simple but uncomfortable question. What happens when mentorship crosses unclear lines? Mentorship is supposed to protect, teach, and guide. It should help someone grow stronger, wiser, and more confident. But when mentorship is tied to fear, silence, emotional control, or unspoken expectations, it stops being mentorship and becomes something else entirely. That is the concern many people are expressing, not just about this situation, but about the entertainment industry as a whole. It is important to say clearly, many of the claims discussed online have not been proven in court. Some come from interviews, social media, or people with complicated histories of their own. That matters. Accusations alone are not facts, and speculation should never be treated as truth. At the same time, history has shown us that uncomfortable stories are often dismissed first, questioned later, and only understood fully much later, sometimes after real harm has already been done. What makes this situation especially troubling to many observers is the repeated pattern they believe they see. A young person is brought close to powerful figures. They are praised, promoted, and told they are special. Their career moves fast. They feel protected. Then something changes. Support fades. Opportunities disappear. Silence replaces access. And suddenly, the person who once looked like a rising star is left confused, unstable, or struggling to survive. Whether this pattern is coincidence or design is still debated, but the pattern itself is what people cannot stop talking about. Another important part of this conversation is mental and emotional health. When someone is young, vulnerable, or dealing with conditions like anxiety, ADHD, bipolar disorder, or trauma, power imbalances become even more dangerous. Emotional dependence can form without the person even realizing it. Loyalty can feel like survival. Saying no can feel impossible when careers, money, and identity are on the line. If these environments exist, they do not just damage careers, they damage people. This story also reminds us how quickly public opinion can turn. One moment, someone is celebrated. The next, they are mocked, ignored, or treated as unstable. When people break down publicly, society often laughs, judges, or dismisses them instead of asking what led them there. We are very quick to enjoy success stories and very slow to care about the aftermath when things fall apart. The role of the internet cannot be ignored either. Social media has given people a voice, but it has also blurred the line between awareness and exploitation. Serious allegations become entertainment. Pain becomes content. Clips go viral without context. While attention can help bring hidden issues into the light, it can also cause real harm when stories are rushed, exaggerated, or used only for clicks and views. This is why responsibility matters, not just for celebrities, but for content creators, platforms, and audiences. So what can be done? First, we must learn to listen without immediately choosing sides. Listening does not mean believing everything. It means allowing space for people to speak while still asking questions, checking facts, and respecting due process. Shutting people down too quickly creates silence. Blindly believing everything creates chaos. The truth usually requires patience. Second, young artists and aspiring creatives need better protection. This includes clear contracts, independent legal advice, mental health support, and real boundaries in mentorship relationships. No opportunity should require silence about harm. No career boost should come with fear attached. Parents, managers, and guardians also have a responsibility to protect, not just to profit. Third, the industry itself must be held to higher standards. Power without accountability always leads to abuse, whether emotional, financial, or otherwise. Transparency, third-party oversight, and safe reporting systems are not attacks on the industry. They are protections for it. If the industry truly values talent and creativity, it must also value human dignity. Fourth, we as viewers have a role. We decide what trends. We decide what gets shared. We decide whether we treat serious topics like gossip or like warnings. Before reposting, mocking, or dismissing someone's breakdown, we should ask, what if this were someone I loved? Curiosity without cruelty is possible. Awareness without exploitation is possible. Finally, this is a call for courage, not outrage. Outrage fades quickly. Courage lasts longer. Courage is asking hard questions even when the answers are uncomfortable. Courage is protecting the vulnerable even when powerful names are involved. Courage is choosing truth over fame, safety over silence, and humanity over loyalty to systems that may be broken. If even a small part of these stories is true, then ignoring them would be a failure. And if parts are false or exaggerated, then the solution is still the same: transparency, accountability, and care. Silence helps no one. Blind belief helps no one. Only responsible action does. So the call to action is this. If you are an artist or young creative, educate yourself. Get legal advice. Set boundaries. Trust your instincts. If you are a parent or guardian, ask questions. Stay involved. Do not confuse access with safety. If you are part of the industry, choose integrity over convenience. Protect people, not reputations. If you are a viewer or reader, consume responsibly. Think critically, share thoughtfully. If you have been hurt, know that your experience matters, even if it is complicated or messy. This story is not just about the past. It is about what we allow to continue, and whether we choose to learn from uncomfortable conversations or repeat them again with the next generation.